Hey everybody, this is Steven with a PH. Just doing my national recap. Got home yesterday afternoon with my good friend and traveling partner Mike at Canadian Cards. Mike is a wonderful, absolute wonderful man. We become such very close friends, and there's not enough time to let you know how much I like Mike and how much we share in the hobby. So I'm not going to say much more, but Mike, as always, Canadian Cards, thank you very much for everything. We did meet up with Joe from Dr. Exclusive. He came down with us on the trip to Cleveland and came back with us. He stayed at a different spot than Mike and I. Mike and I roomed the whole time, but it was an absolute wonderful time meeting Joe and the time we shared back and forth in the car and at the show. I'm going to go on for a couple more shout outs to a few individuals before I start showing a few of my pickups. But I want to give a huge shout out to two of my really close friends now. I call ourselves the Three Amigos, and that is Billy at Billy Ball Game and his good buddy from Missouri that I met at Strongsville earlier this year and didn't get to talk much to him then, but shared a whole lot of time and texting back and forth and shout outs and all that stuff to each other. Is a good buddy from Missouri, Tom. So I consider going forward that Tom, Billy, and myself, we're going to be called the Three Amigos. I have such a great admiration to those two gentlemen. We just connected instantly, and we had such a wonderful time. I'll let them tell their stories on their channels, while Billy's channel, Tom's hasn't done one yet. So Tom, get doing the channel, and then but I look super forward and moving forward, communicating with them on a weekly basis, and the next time we get to hang out at one of the shows. Moving on, I want to give a big shout out to John, Wayne Boggs fan. He spent the better part of many days with me, driving me here and there, and also hanging out with me Friday afternoon and Saturday morning to finish off my many pickups. He's a very close friend. He's just a wonderful guy. I mean, he's got a great eye for his stuff. You'll be able to watch his stuff, his channel, to see the pickups he's made. But just an absolute wonderful man, and we've connected easily. It was so easy to hang out together, and we had such a great time. And he definitely helped me out on some of my purchases. I also want to give a shout out to Orlando, Collector's Dream, who really on the Saturday morning hung out with John and I while we were going to in search of the purchases I was trying to finalize. Orlando was a great help. He's such a wonderful man. He's got a unique way of putting everything in perspective. I'll give you an example of something that he said to me on my last purchase. But Orlando, thank you very much for everything. So I'm going to get right into it now. I'm going to start with some pickups I made prior to arrangements I made with a couple of the content creators. I'm going to go first with Mike Moynihan of Baseball Collector. We pre-arranged that I'm going to start showing some cards here. I touched base with him on this Thurman Munson rookie. It is graded as a 5. Excellent, beautiful card. Top to bottom is the only noticeable thing on it. So I had arranged to have this picked up when he got to Strongsville. We met up Tuesday afternoon for dinner with, it was myself, Mike, Canadian Cards, Mike Moynihan, JT, Andy, Eric, Garrett, and Joe and myself, and obviously Canadian Mike was with my driver. So we headed there, had lunch, and this is where Mike proceeded to give me the cards. But in the meantime, there were two other cards I got from Mike that I packaged together with this one. So that's the first one, the Thurman Munster rookie. The next one was this Johnny Bench rookie in a 4. It's a spectacular card. The front's a little off center. The back's really off center, but it's still a spectacular card. I packaged that with the Munson, and the final one I got from Mike would have been the Reggie rookie, and it's also in an old labeled PSA 4, and it's fairly well centered. Corners are really rough, but fairly well centered front and back, and it fits well for my my PC. So I'm going to move on to the next day, the Wednesday night. Not a lot happening there, getting in there looking for cards, but near the end of the Wednesday night, I went over to all our content creators' good buddy Ash. As my good buddy Mike Canadian Cards called me and told me that one of the cards I was looking into, which was my 49 Bowman Jackie run, or 40 Jackie run, was the 49 Bowman Jackie in a old label PSA 5. An absolute beautiful card. The colors are just popping. The corners are okay, not really rounded, but pretty good. The color, just the registration color got me. Top to bottom is, I would say, 65-35 at best, but the left to right is, side to side is still very, very good. But it's an excellent sample, and I was tickled pink. So I got this card, but I packaged it with another card that's on my Jackie list. And this is a spectacular card that I never thought I would be seeing there. And it is the 1948 R346 Blue Tint Jackie Robinson. This card is spectacular. You can see the blue all around it except for maybe the top of the card. You don't see the full blue because it was hand cut and they didn't cut the full blue on it, but you still see it, therefore that's why it's authentic. But it is an absolute sharp card, really, really nicely cut, to tell you the truth, and just a beauty. This card is one of the top pickups I had because I never even fathomed the thought that I would get it down there this weekend. So I'm so happy. Once I got these two pickups Wednesday, unfortunately the 1952 Topps was no longer in play for me from the price point because this ate half my budget. But I couldn't have been happier with these two pickups. These two pickups are absolutely wonderful, just gorgeous. And I got a spectacular deal from Ash. And I want to say thank you very much, Ash. I'll speak a little bit about Ash in a bit, but just gorgeous, gorgeous cards. So I'm going to move on to Thursday now. Not a lot of things happened on Thursday. I did muck around doing this and that. So I'm going to go to a couple things that, for the most part, what happened on Thursday was the meet and greet. So at the meet and greet, I had another prearranged card, or I'm going to have to go way back to show this one. I'm going to move my little emblem out of the way. But this is the 1953 Topps Image Jackie Robinson photo by Barney Stein. And it's a Type 2 authentic from, I believe, reproduced in the 1970s. And it is just spectacular. So I got this from our good buddy Rick at Vintage Oddball Cards. And thank you very much, Rick. It's just gorgeous. So I'm going to move on to Thursday night. I got from a good friend that became a good friend of mine. I finally met him from, I'll move my emblem over a little bit again, get it back over there where it belongs. I picked up this 1982 Big League Collectibles Diamond Classics Series 1 Jackie Robinson. Now, it wasn't on my list, but I got this from another YouTuber who has become a really close friend through the National, and that's Rob from Baseball Time Traveler. Thank you, Rob. Thank you very much. This was nickels and dimes to get, and he even threw in the Campy for me. That's not graded. So just two nice pieces. I'm going to move on to one other thing that I got from the Thursday night meet and greet, which was spectacular. Mike Moynihan and all the other gentlemen who put that together, thank you very much. I had an absolute wonderful time. We all know Brad Smith from Brad 8671. I have to show you what he gifted me, which is just simply amazing. This is I believe, a 2023 Panini insert card. It's America's Pastime Characters of the Game. It's an on-card Ripken autograph out of 15. Just an unbelievable gift that this gentleman has done for me. I cannot thank you enough, Brad. You are a special man, and talking to many fellow YouTubers tell me how wonderful the stuff that you gift to fellow content creators and friends is just spectacular. I cannot thank you enough, and I thank you, Brad. I appreciate it very, very much. It's certainly going to go extremely well in my Ripken collection. Thank you very, very much, my friend. I appreciate that so much. Moving on to Friday. Friday was basically a slower day, but I'm going to show something. I've always been a creature of habit. This is my log book that I took there. No matter wherever I've worked, I document. Wherever no matter what I do, even at home, you should see the journals I read at work. I document everything. I document because you may need to go back on it. So I'm a creature by habit. So I document everything. I don't over document. I just document everything. You can never ever over document. You need to document things in life. You need to document things at work. You need to document things when you go out on the big national floor. So this is my book. As you can see, it is full of pages of information, the dealers, where the stuff is. So what I do is I take this book, and after the first couple days, I make a list of some of the priority stuff I want to target first to be able to pick up for the rest with my budget. So I'm going to have to move my emblem again, because I'm going to show you another spectacular piece I picked up Friday. And this is the 1952 Star Cow decals Jackie Robinson Type 1. It is PSA authentic, and it is absolutely spectacular. I'm trying to get a better image, but the way this is really A+ film editing, but it is what it is. But this decal, it's crazy. I ended up settling for this one because there was another one I was very highly interested in. It was in a Beckett slab, and it was a Beckett 6. Now, in finding and talking to the dealer about this, he mentioned that PSA does not give these a numerical number. They only authenticate it because the decal is inside the cardboard packaging. As you can see, it's packaged all around here. So you would open it up, and then that's how you would water it. You would easy to apply with water, and it would come out. So PSA only authenticates these. Now, once I found that out, this was nearly half of what the other one was going to cost me. And after talking to Mike Moynihan and my good buddy Canadian Cards Mike, they said, why wouldn't you go with the PSA one and have all that extra money to pick up some more cards, which was just a wonderful idea. So thank you guys for that suggestion. And in saying that, this is spectacular. So by buying this, and this was my only purchase on Friday, gave me the opportunity to grab my book, go through my book, and figure out what I'm going to get. So I'm going to take this away, put it down, bring back my beautiful little emblem there, and go back Friday night, and that's where we head over to the Friday night get-together that Ash had at the restaurant. Aviator Restaurant. That was wonderful. I mean, it was spectacular. It was. I thank Greg from Midlife Cards for the opportunity to be invited to go and spend a lot of time with fellow YouTubers. I'm not going to say many names of the YouTubers there or even throughout the show, because I gotta be honest. I'll forget someone and I'll feel so bad, but there were so many wonderful fellow YouTubers there. We had such an amazing time show and telling our cards and how we got them, and it was a spectacular meal. So Ash, if you ever get the opportunity to watch any of my videos, thank you very much. Thank you very much for always giving me the deals that you do, and thank you for entertaining our group. And it was a wonderful meal. And Greg, I can't say enough. Thank you very much for inviting me, and it was wonderful meeting your father. Just spectacular. So enough of that stuff. I know it can get a little more mushy at times, but I want to move on also to one other shout out I want to do is for Dom at Staven Sports Cards. Dom, thank you very much for being on the lookout for some Jackie cards. He was helping me look for the 48 Swell. As it turned out, it wasn't one of the ones I picked up this time, but certainly gave me a good idea of moving forward what some of the price point ranges are. He found a couple of them for me. So Dom, thank you very much for all the help. And again, from the live I did with you with Sammy Thunder to meeting you and just hanging out with you for the short period, thank you very much. You're just a wonderful young man. So I'm going to move on to Saturday. So in saying what happened with the StarCal decals, how I saved a lot of money to be able to purchase some other things that I already had on my hit list in my book, I'm going to start off Saturday morning. Now, the first item I wanted to pick up Saturday morning is the original photograph of the Brooklyn Dodgers, New York Times, from the New York Times, and it is a Type 1 authentic 1956. And I'm going to read, it's the starting lineup. It is basically the Dodger preparations for the World Series. So I'm going to move my emblem again, because this is a large photograph. I may not get it all in here, but you'll get the gist of it. As you can see, it is the Dodgers at the top of the dugout, on the top step. They're all lined up with Walter Alston waving them out to get to the field. Now, this is obviously a photo shoot before the World Series starts, but it has obviously Campanella, it has Gil Hodges, Snyder, Jackie, Pee Wee Reese. It's got a lot, the whole nine. I don't want to go in all the names because I would have to flip it over to get them all, but this is an awesome, just a wonderful piece I picked up. It was certainly one that I was interested. I got such an unbelievable deal for this. So I couldn't be happier. So I want to say thank you to Orlando and John, because this was the start of where we started picking up these cards on the Saturday morning that they were helping me out. So I'm going to move forward because I want to make sure I get everything in pretty quickly. From there, the second thing on my list was the Topps doubleheader, Jackie Robinson and Don Hoke. Now, this is spectacular. It's slightly off-centered, probably 60-40-ish, maybe a little bit more, a little bit less. But the registration, the colors, you cannot tell from the video, but it is super bright, clear, and even the fold where they are folded, you can hardly tell it's been really folded once, twice, three times. It is incredible. Just the front and back is spectacular. Like I say, the fold line is just incredible. There is a little ding on the bottom left corner, I believe it is, but Believe me, it is spectacular. I went over comps based on how beautiful this looked in person. Orlando and John both said the same thing. You can't go wrong with it. And I was fortunate the dealer was more than willing to play with me, or work with me on Saturday morning, because I never thought I would get it less than what he had said to me on Friday. And I did. So I'm super happy with that. So this is the second purchase on the Saturday morning. The third one is the 1952 Burke Ross. Now, I'm not sure if I got this the Saturday morning or the Friday night, but this is the 1952 Burke Ross. I love it. It's the 1.5. There's a little crease going across there, right where my thumb was going down. But for 1.5, the view of it, just the card itself, I think it's spectacular. I couldn't have been happier with that card. And I'm going to move on to the next thing. So after getting these cards, I still had a little bit of money left to go in and get the 1955 Golden Stamp Jackie in a 5. Just spectacular. Absolutely beautiful. I couldn't be happier. It's just a super, super sharp card. So, well, it's actually a stamp, but couldn't be happier. Now, there was one other card I picked up on Saturday morning before getting ready to pack up and leave. I got this from Craig and Holly. It goes with my Oriole run. I have probably 10 cards left to fill out my Oriole run from 1954 to 1977. This, I believe, would be one of the most expensive ones. Therefore, I thought I'd try and get it out of the way. I saw it early on Wednesday, kept it in my notebook, and I kept going. I went back and I thought, you know what? I remember him having it for 80, and Craig eventually gave me the 10% off. Plus, I picked it off of Craig for $70. So this will go into my Oriole run. It's a decent looking card. There's some wear and tear on the right edge right here when you take it out. It's a little off center, but from the sample, it's a pretty good sample at that price. So pretty pleased with that. So I'm going to finish off here now with a couple things. I did my last purchase of the weekend was before we came home, going, and I keep referring to it, but I'm telling you, because I document things, and it's so important to document things. Everyone, I encourage you, when you go to just document it so you can backtrack at the shows. Document things in life, at your work. I'm telling you, documenting things, you always have something to go back on. But I went back in my book, and there was one more item I went to pick up, and it turned into 2 items. I can't show it because they're both pretty large items, but I'm going to discuss it and talk about it. My son is a huge Notre Dame Irish guy. Huge Notre Dame Irish football guy. And we've had some of the better times of our lives is going on trips to Notre Dame. We went 3 years in a row, I believe it was, and went to 3 games and stayed over the weekend. And we had, with a bunch of his good buddies, it was nothing but spectacular times. So I remember earlier on Wednesday, seeing a individual, a dealer that had a bunch of jerseys and signed photographs. Orlando and myself and John, before we were going to take off to leave, Orlando and I, because John's staying back to get Mr. Boggs' autograph this afternoon. Before we take off, I looked at my book. I had a little bit of money left. I thought, I got to go get this because my son would just simply love it. So we went there. There was he's a huge Notre Dame guy, and I noticed on Wednesday a signed autographed jersey from Rudy, from the movie Rudy and Rudy himself. I couldn't even tell you his last name. I didn't do any research of the name and all that because I've been so excited since I got home. But there was a signed jersey, his jersey number 45, a signed jersey, and there was also a photograph of the big sign that you lead into their change room, Play Like a Champion today, that was also signed by Rudy. So I asked the gentleman to grab the photo and bring it over. So the jersey was right beside me. When he grabbed the photo to bring over, underneath the photo was another different photo than the one I just referred to, and it was a 16 by 20 photo autograph from Rudy on being carried off the field on some of the players' shoulders, with Rudy signing it. It had Rudy's play, that when he went on that one play, and it had the date and the final score. It's just spectacular. I would love to show it to everyone, but it's just too large for this. Maybe down the road I'll do a special episode what it means to me, but just spectacular. Now the thing about this, and this is where I thank Orlando again, soon as the guy took the Play Like a Champion photo off and Orlando saw the photo of Rudy, he looked at me, he says, "Steven, that's the one." He says, "You got to get that one." And I am so happy that Orlando was there, because just him saying that, it sends me goosebumps right now, but it was so spectacular. Orlando, thank you very much, because I couldn't be more happy that I got the right one. And so we picked up the photo and the jersey. The dealer worked wonderful with me. I got it for, I got close to 25% off of what he originally was asking. And it was just spectacular. It was, what a way to turn out and to finish the show. So I have to say very much, thank you very, very much, everyone. I want to say thank you to the community. Thank you for making this weekend. It really, really was a very helpful so many days of clearing my head, getting back into feeling really good about myself, and just the amount of stuff I picked up to fill my job. It's spectacular. I cannot thank, and I apologize for missing a bunch of names and not throwing shout outs to people. I apologize. I mean, Warren D and CLE gifted me a beautiful small miniature Cal Ripken back. Jason, Everyday Collector, gifted me a bobblehead Cal Ripken. I mean, there's so many of these things I could go on and say, but I want to say thank you very much, because this is a long video. That's why I'm trying only to do one as a recap. But it is so wonderful, this community. I had such an absolute wonderful time. Thank you very much. And I'm going to throw one more shout out to my good buddy Mike at Canadian Cards. Mike, I cannot tell you how much it means to be good friends with you, and to be able to, not only from the hobby perspective, how we talked about things, but even from some of our life things. You are a good friend, and I thank you very much. And in saying that, I want to say to my two little good buddies, okay, the three amigos, Billy and Tom, we're going to be the three amigos going forward. I'm all in if you're with me, guys. Thank you very much, guys. You made my weekend also. I mean, we had such a wonderful one. You are two of the most wonderful gentlemen I have ever met. So thank you very much. You're real. You enjoy it. It was an instant connection that we're going to be lifelong friends. And I think that's wonderful. And I can say that with so many YouTube content creators. And I apologize for leaving anyone out. And that goes, and again, I'm just referring to some of the ones that I spend more than enough time with, which wasn't enough, obviously. But the guys like John, Wade Boggs fan, and Orlando, thank you very much, guys. You guys made my weekend. So I'm going to finish this off saying thank you to everyone. I'm look forward to finally catching up to videos. But there's so many people I'm leaving out. Trust me. I mean, Johnny from John P. Collects, the late Friday afternoon, helping me and Orlando and Ryan get to the Aviator restaurant. Thank you very much for that. But I cannot say thank you enough. But thank you very much, and I look so forward to watching videos. and texting and talking with everyone and doing some more lives. So thank you very much, and I appreciate you guys staying this long. Everyone have a good day. Thank you.